Good morning.
Happy Friday. I'm so
It's
happy it's Friday.
same. It's a beautiful Friday. I love Fridays so stinking much.
I
They're
know.
they're a fun day. I always feel like you get your best work done on Fridays, to be honest.
Yes.
Mhm.
Today is the perfect day where we're gonna audit accounts, get the ultimate checklist audit, and then go on and have an awesome Friday.
I
Um,
That sounds great.
if
Everyone
you
who's watching, say hi when you get here so we know who is watching, who's hanging out with us this morning. I see Alex already. I love that comment. Hello, world. I see Margarita Langova. I see, who else? Who else? Go ahead. Go for it.
if you guys aren't familiar with Rachel, you really should be because she's amazing. She's the queen of social media and she's also our brand ambassador. So we love her at Metricool and we are super excited to hear all of her tips, her expert advice, and we're going to run through kind of the ultimate checklist to audit your social media accounts. And then at the end, we're actually going to randomly select a few accounts to audit. So if you want to drop your Instagram or TikTok handles, then you can drop them and we will audit at the end of the masterclass.
Yay. Real fast, who's it gonna be? I'm really competitive, so I like to see, like, who's gonna comment, who's gonna want it, who's gonna drop their handles at the end, who here wants really fast, like, laser social media audits, so we can give you a really fast, like, "Here's what we see. Here's the bird's eye view of your platform." This is
Yeah,
gonna be fun, you guys. Alright, shall we dive on in?
yeah, let's do it.
Beautiful. Okay, so for part of this, I'm just gonna share, actually, I think I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so I can show you kind of what I'm looking at. Um, Let me get this pulled on in. So when I dive into whether it's my profile or my clients' profiles, this is really and truly the first thing that you want to do before you really do anything else. You want to audit where everything is at. Um, Now, what's really interesting is this almost needs to be done annually. And this is a step that a lot of people miss. They think that once they've optimized their profile, they're good to go forever. But I don't know about you guys, stuff changes. Stuff changes a lot. If you're like me, your hair changes a ton. I try not to change my profile picture more than once a year, even though my hair and my whole look and vibe change way more than that, but at least once a year. So I don't have a picture of myself from when I'm like 22 and people are like, bestie, I don't know how to tell you this, but you don't look like that anymore. Should we do both TikTok and Instagram a little bit here?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
cool with that? Okay.
Leave TikTok or Instagram handles. And we can, maybe start with Instagram and then go to TikTok. So
Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a peek. I'm going to actually just share with you guys my own profile and treat myself. Now, this is key. I want you guys to take note of this. You want to treat your social media as though you were your own client. So you want to like go in with fresh eyes because when you stare at your own stuff, who here knows it is very, very difficult to get a fresh perspective. So literally, you kind of like clear your slate, clear your mind, and then you're like, okay, pretend this isn't me. This is somebody I don't know. And that helps a lot. So, what I'm going to do, and I think I can actually share my whole window with you guys so we can kind of go through a few of these different things. There we go, Aniston. Perfect. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it and see what does this give me as an impression? Okay. So, the first thing that I notice is that this is pretty clear what it's all about. Do you guys see that right away? Like, okay, I know that this is a person who's in marketing. Everything is kind of related to like marketing, personal development, business, etc. This profile already instantly gives me, and feel free to chat in the comments, like talk to me, I talk back. So, um, What's really interesting though is I already see so many spots for a refresh, for an optimization. And this is why it is so important to do an audit annually, which I have not done mine for my own profiles this year. And so this is kind of cool timing. All right. So the first thing that I noticed is that this looks nothing like me anymore. So even though this was just a year ago, we're getting to the point where it's time for a new profile picture. Drop a yes if you're like, oh shoot, I've been guilty of this. I've used photos that don't look like me in the past. I'm gonna give a really big tip here. And I share this with my clients as well. Don't do family photos for your professional business photos unless you are a family expert, because then people are like, which person am I supposed to be looking at, etc. So that's pretty wild to think about, right? You don't want other people in the photo, unless you want to position expertise and authority, by, like, if you had a picture with, let's say, Oprah or Gary Vaynerchuk. It might be pretty clear that you're not Oprah or Gary Vaynerchuk, but a picture where you're standing with them could be a really good profile picture to grab attention. So kind of cool, right? Okay, so the second thing I'm going to look at is I would do this across all platforms. I would make sure that the handles across all social media platforms are the same. Now, mine are across all of them except for, I want to say LinkedIn, because it doesn't quite work exactly like that. And then also YouTube. But beyond that, we're the same across all platforms. And that's something you want to check for. Same handle across all platforms, even if you don't get the exact handle you wanted. So when I first started, I actually really wanted the handle Rachel Peterson, and I wasn't able to get that or the Rachel Peterson or anything. So my compromise was the Mrs. Peterson, which was available on all platforms, and that worked really well for us. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the bio, and this is really big. You want this to be clear. Mine is due for a refresh just based on like where we're focusing over this next year, but this is a fantastic bio. This explains who I am, what I do, and how I can benefit the people who are directly looking at my profile. So did you catch those three? Drop a yes. Number one, who I am, what I do, and how I can benefit the people who are looking at my profile. Cool. The whole, like, I used to love this, but it's really, really out right now. The whole like mom dot author dot speaker dot marketing expert dot Aries dot vegetarian. Like those are really, really out. So I'm giving you the heads up because I love those. I love outdated stuff. I am old and uncool at my core, but really and truly, you either want it to be phrased as like, here's what I do, or here's how I can serve the person looking at the profile. Okay. The next thing is a link in bio. And that is where you can add in a link in bio or a basic, I can't say this, a list of links that all serve the people who are going to benefit from what you offer. The next thing I'm going to look at, and this is specifically for Instagram, you will see there's some crossover in these audits from Instagram to TikTok, but there are certain things that are specific to Instagram, and that is these highlights. Now, I don't have to look too hard at these to know we are so out of date. The graphics don't match anything I do. What are these topics? Like, what is happening? If anything, I would probably at this point, if this was my client, I'd be like, we want to like start these over. So to give kind of perspective, oh, I can't click them on desktop, sad. They're all years old and they've been sitting here for years. And what this is really missing is the opportunity. Oh, it's going to work now. Okay, awesome. So you can see 279 weeks old. Yikes, that is doing nothing for people. And there's way too many highlights in here because, yes, some people might get nosy, but people don't want to look through all of these. So, what I would do is I would redo each of these based on a topic that people want to learn about from me. Drop a yes if you're like, dude, this is the tip that's going to change everything. So, I would, like, week by week, intentionally craft stories that I'm going to use in the highlights. So maybe Monday through Friday, Each day I'm going to share like value with tips, and I'm going to share highlights that have links to additional resources. So here's a podcast episode. Here's a YouTube video on this. Here's my free bundle. Sorry, my voice is suddenly getting all grovelly. um, so far, so good. Real fast. Who here is getting some golden nuggets from this today?
You know, something I wish that Instagram highlights had, or I don't like how it starts from the beginning and then you have to click through everything. You think it'd be the opposite. So
Right? Yeah.
that's always interesting. So I'm like, what's the best way to have a highlight that isn't, so long and people are having to click through, like
A
years.
bajillion things.
Yeah.
So what I recommend, and you guys can do this challenge with me. I need to do this too. And I'm going to be working on this over the next, a couple of months. I'm going to basically scrap all the highlights I have and then start from the ground up and just build one at a time based on different topics that my audience loves. And I recommend keeping it short at like 5 to 10 max highlights, or rather stories in each and every highlight. So that's the next big thing that I'm going to work on. Who else is going to work on that with me?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So the next thing in this checklist is I'm going to look and see which pieces of content are pinned. Let's see. So we've only got one pinned, and that is all about my book because that has been a main area of focus. But if I take a peek, one of the things that I like to think about here is what is going to generate the most needle moving opportunity for my business. Who here needs to think about it that way? So there are a couple that I have that I know would work really well, but here's one that I posted yesterday that is generating leads really, really well. And then here's one that most people wouldn't pin, but it's my backstory. And this origin story is really, really powerful. I could even edit this post to have kind of a point to what's next, where else to learn more. So if I were to put 3 pinned posts on my profile on Instagram, which you guys can tell I'm like creating my own mental list of the next steps for me. I would do like one that promotes something that is like a brag, whatever you're working on. My book is going to be a continual promotion. One that generates leads somehow, like this one right here. This is generating leads through ManyChat automation. And so pinning that is going to actually make sure that I generate leads each and every day continually because it's performed better than my other ones. And then this is going to give the backstory. So if someone's like, I'm new to this profile, this would probably be the first one I want someone to see because they're like, oh, that just bumped me up to speed by 13 years. And by the way, I 10 out of 10 recommend this exact post for pretty much every single business owner. Share your journey. Cool. Who's going to try this one? This is one of my most powerful ones, and I've watched other people model it to a T, and it has worked for them too. This is a great way to just build rapport, et cetera. And you can do it every year and add a new year's worth of updates, which is kind of cool. All right. Those are the first big things that I look at when I am auditing a profile. Now, one thing that's really interesting is the next thing that I do actually kind of surprises my clients. But I'm going to go into Metricool. And by the way, today is wonderfully sponsored by Metricool. So, what? Metricool, it's like metric cool, but with just one C. And I do a deep dive here, and this is one that makes a massive difference. Okay. So, this is my Instagram analytics. You can see it's been actually a pretty decent journey. I was doing better earlier this year, but I'm not shocked I fell off the bandwagon the last few months for reasons that a few people know. Most people know. Okay, let's go ahead and take a peek real fast. So we're going to scroll all the way down past all of these amazing analytics. And there are a couple things I'm going to look at first and foremost. By the way, real fast, Metricool team, can you guys drop the link to Metricool and then also I don't make anything from this because I'm not actually a paid affiliate with Metricool. They're my client, so it's different.
Mhm.
But if you use code Rachel, you'll get a month of premium access totally for free, and I make nothing from it. It's just a benefit for you. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to look at my list of posts. Now, this is kind of cool. By the way, guys, I don't get the world's most engagement on Instagram, but slowly but surely we're growing, building leads, reaching more people, which is really interesting. But most of my static posts don't get a lot of engagement, but they get a lot of reach and they get follows, which I find so interesting. So I'm like, don't always knock something based on the external image or appearance of it
Mhm.
until you see like the internal analytics. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my last 100 posts. Now, this is where things get really cool. Okay. So I'm going to sort these by organic likes. And this is really cool because I can download this as a CSV so I can like deep dive into the analytics and all of that. But I'm going to, and this is what I do with my clients, I'm going to take a look at which of my posts have performed the best. Okay, origin story, right? The next one is, oh, this one's funny. It's just like a petty clapback. Secret. I keep folders with screenshots from all the haters. And so haters and mean people, that's a big topic. Pettiness towards haters and mean people. Next one is once again that yearly update. Next up is a book buying obsession. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a list of the topics that seem to perform the best. This is a quote from a celebrity. So I would call this like popular quotes. And I would make a list of all of these things and then go ahead. This one, this one's just sad. My dad died 2 months ago. So it's obvious why that one performed. Okay. This one performed well again. Quote, like really deep popular quotes. And by the way I find popular quotes is usually by seeing what has worked for other people and then using that same quote and giving proper attribution to the original author. All right, let's take a peek at just a couple more. Hey, this is relevant. Who needs to hear this, but please update your bio on your social media handles. So,
Yeah.
yes, this is perfect. So, this one's interesting because it's twofold. I know we're going like deeper into this, but I find this anyone else nerd out on these types of things, the pattern recognition. This is kind of a next level what we do in audits to identify what's most likely to perform again in the future. There's two parts to this that work really well. Number one is I don't know who needs to hear this. And the second part is either something that is extremely relevant to the people you want to serve, or it's an action step that they know they need to do that they haven't done yet. That combo works really, really well. Okay, we'll look at just one more. Oh, it's the book one again.
A reminder of someone saying, "Do this." And you're like, "Oh, actually, I am going to do that right now."
Yep. Okay, so here's one that is like, I like this because it's kind of an inside joke for TikTokers where when I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but someone says like TikTok is all half naked, attractive dancing girls. And I'm like, bestie, I'm afraid to tell you this. And in case anyone's like, wait, what are you afraid to tell them? The algorithm is very, very in tune with what you watch. It is serving you what you watch. Okay. So I already know from this, like which of my posts seem to perform the best. So I could take each of those topics that I just shared with you guys and intentionally craft more content around that. And I usually do that process about like once a year in case anyone's like, wait, what? You don't do that every single day? No, I have a life. And so do you. We're busy folks. So you just do it as often as you can. Sometimes it is once a year. And that is often more than enough. All right, we're going to scroll on down. The next thing I'm going to look at is hashtags. I like to see which hashtags are performing best because it kind of challenges me to start using more of those hashtags instead of trying to come up with new hashtags each and every time. Side note, drop a yes if you're like, dude, Metricool is amazing. Isn't this so cool that we can do all this research right here compiled for us instead of manually doing it the old way? All right, let's go ahead and sort by likes. Okay, so we've got Carpe Diem. That's kind of surprising to me. Self-love. This one I actually don't know where I come up with this. I almost feel like this was I feel like this was a typo. Model, pay, no mind list. Okay. Boss, Facebook friends, pure talk, truth be told, freelance style, freelancing. There we go. There's a little more of like the freelance to freedom, freelancer life. Okay, so we're getting a good insight into the types of hashtags that seem to, generally speaking, be performing the best. And this also gives me a good insight into the topics that people are wanting to see more of.
Mhm.
And there is a third thing that we're going to do a part of our audit on. And that is looking at the reels that have performed the best. Now, this one's my favorite pattern recognition by far. You can sort this by reach. You can sort this by likes. You can sort this by saves, comments, organic interactions. All of those are going to give you a really good look at what is performing the best. I prefer likes over reach and views because I've had a few videos. I've created over 5,000 short form videos. And what's very interesting is I've had some videos that the video popped off and the likes were low and people hated it. So I like to go based on likes better. People were hate watching. So views are not always the best indication of success.
Mhm.
I like to go more with like likes. And if you want to go really, really in depth, saves are liquid gold. So we could look at which of my reels in the last 100 people have saved the most. So let's check it out. This one is content creation, not a shock. This one is list of tools that people will love. And by the way, Metricool is one of them. Metricool's competitor analysis. Hashtag strategy. So these are really, really like granular videos that break down strategies and workflows. These are golden. And I see why these ones are the ones that are performing well. Something else you may notice when content performs well, repost it. So when I do this process for my clients, I take their top performing content and then we repost it. A lot of times people think, and sometimes I'll repost it up to 3 times. People think like content is done once you've already posted it. No, post it again unless it was a specific time. Who
Mhm.
here loves that gold right there? Drop a yes if you're like, oh, I love that one so much. Okay, so we can get all of the ideas of which content topics are performing the best in terms of likes, saves, comments, etc. And can I just nerd out? Anyone else want to nerd out with me? Drop a yes.
Yep.
Okay. If you wanted to take it to the next level, you take your top performing content on Instagram and repost it with a new caption. I know this is not where we were going to say we were going, but I have to.
Yeah.
Repost it with a new caption that says comment below, like comment growth below, and I'll send you. And you set up an Instagram mini chat automation so you can also collect leads from that post. Okay, boom. They're so fun. All right. So turning up on a Friday, right? So that is what I would look at for Instagram. Now, in case anyone's like, but you didn't even look at the branding, I'm just going to straight up tell you, you guys, I have known way too many business owners who, I love that Alex commented nerd. Yes. Hi. I'm wearing like a Renaissance fair outfit today. I am full on nerd mode activated. So, branding is not the best indication of growth, success, etc. And it can actually sometimes massively hinder growth on social media. And when I say sometimes, I mean always. The
Now, when
truth,
you say branding, what do you mean by that exactly?
I mean that when people, and I don't want to like pull someone's profile up to use an example,
Mhm.
but when people focus on having an aesthetic feed, it almost shifts their focus from that to what performs the best.
Mhm.
And when people are like, I want it to like be perfectly branded with all the right fonts and everything, sometimes it feels salesy and it
Yeah.
turns people off to it. So, for example, like this one here, this is ugly. Can I get a yes in the comments if you feel me on that? This is hideously ugly because I'm testing the minimum viable product to post something to see how to get comments. My
Mhm.
goal is to see like, let's test the minimum viable product and then incrementally um, incrementally make it a little prettier over time, but not much prettier
Mhm.
because sometimes that pulls away from everything. Metricool, can you answer this question in the comments from revenue performance? I'll let you guys answer that one.
Yes. I believe that we have a integration with Data Studio or Looker Studio, which is through Google. So if that's kind of what you're asking, then we do have a connection with Looker Studio.
Beautiful. Um, if you do something and you test it minimum viable product and then you start branding things and the branding isn't working, start to scale it back.
Mhm.
Cool. Like really, really scale it back. Simple is usually performs better. Okay, let's dive into TikToks. All right. So this is my TikTok profile. Um, handle on point, name on point. We have significantly less room on TikTok than we do on any other platform's bios. So here I like to just have each line be its own description of kind of who I am, what they can expect, etc. At some point, I might make this a little simpler as we go through like business changes and shifts and things like that. And then, of course, we've got our link in bio. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I like how it's not loading, but I have playlists. There we go. These are so out of date. So I would systematically recreate these. So it was, you know, 5 to 7 TikToks that give value on a particular topic with in between those having in between some of them like 2 that give value, 1 that directs people to a link in my bio, 2 that give value, 1 that directs people to a freebie on the topic. So I would recreate these based on the topics people want. These are really bad. I'm just going to be honest. Social media tips, nobody wants general social media tips. Work from home, that's not as bad. Book recommendations, welfare to millions, there's so much here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we need to work on this. Okay. So I need to rework these playlists and I'm going to rework them the same way that I would rework my highlights. But profile picture, it looks good. It's just due for a refresh. And then when I look at, you can have 3 pinned videos on TikTok. So I like to pin there's a combo of ones that you can do, kind of just like how I shared the combo on Instagram. You can do ones that brought you the most followers. That's what I actually have pinned on mine. If you go to my actual Pinterest, the ones I have pinned are the ones that generate the most followers. And that way, when people come to my profile, they see the 3 videos that people have deemed give the most value and then ultimately want to, they're going to want to follow a little bit faster. And then you can do ones that generate leads and ones that promote offers. So you could do 1 of each or 3 of any of those 3 categories. But let's actually head on over. Actually, I think let's take a peek at the analytics on TikTok.
Remember too that we're going to do audits at the end. So for Instagram and TikTok. So leave either Instagram or TikTok handles because we will do both.
Yep. So I'm going to pull up my 100 TikToks and once again look for patterns. And I'm going to do this based on likes for these. So this one is just a silly video. So it's a reminder to me that silly videos are fun and do great. This is content plan. This one is a social media strategy. This one's content creation. That one again with a different caption. This one is, do this immediately after making a video. How I grew to 1.1 million followers on TikTok, so TikTok growth. This one also did well. The best hashtags to go viral. These are a lot more like, this is pretty clear. It's content creation strategies, etc. So I would create more videos just like that and probably repost these if I hadn't already. So those are the first things that we look at when it comes to auditing an account.
Amazing.
Amazing, amazing.
So someone asked about link in bios, and I just wanted to share about Smart Links. So Metricool has our own link in bio tool where you can add multiple links for each social media profile. So you can customize it per TikTok or Instagram, and then add in, as many links as you want, and also customize how the page looks. So you can add in, logos or a background or some images. And yeah, it's super useful. So make sure to check out Smart Links. We'll leave a link in the chat to learn more about Smart Links.
Yay.
Okay.
Amazing. Shall we?
Yes. Let's do it.
We'll have time to audit a few people's accounts. Drop a yes, by the way, if this was already helpful, thinking about like your own profiles, your clients' profiles, who here has like some homework to do after this. It's kind of fun, isn't it? I think it's really fun. Drop that yes.
I mean, my Instagram is personal, but I feel like I need to update things to represent who I am now, which is still important, even if it's your personal account,
Oh, yeah, I think so. All right, let's get these pulled up. And if you shared the handle, I'm going to assume you're cool with us sharing it live. Otherwise, don't share it. Okay, so let me share this screen with you guys. Here we go. First up, we have get ready. I'm going to assume it's Guilford. I think that sounds right. I'm usually not too bad at pronouncing things. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. So let's just let's real fast get the feel. Okay. This feels very education school based to me. Instantly, this feels right. Does that make sense? I like how this looks. So that I just wanted to share like my initial instinct because I think that that's kind of helpful. Okay, so with this profile, I love this. I would just find a way to zoom out a little bit on it. Like if you have to go into Canva and make the circle just a little bigger, or create a social media version of that logo. Because when text is really small, it's hard for people to see it. So most of the time for logos, and just think about how small that is. I'm going to see if I can pull it up on my phone so we can see what it would look like on a tiny, tiny device. And that's a really good test. Everyone feel free to do that. Test how it looks on a mobile phone. And remember, just because you know what it says doesn't mean that everyone else will. So let's just take a peek real fast. Okay, so this is how tiny it shows up. Ah! It's so small. I would create a version of that logo for social that does not have text because most people are accessing social media on their phone, and that will make it even cleaner and more simple. So, yep.
Yeah, maybe even just the logo of the pencil without the text would be good.
I think that would be fantastic. I love this headline. That is so clear to me. Ready for school, ready for life. I'm like, as a parent, yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And then I'm glad that this says right underneath it, nonprofit organization, because if I was like, oh, this is teaching services, nope, instantly I know, no, it's a nonprofit. And then building a connected, innovative system of care for Guilford County, North Carolina's youngest children and their families. Okay, so here's one opportunity if it's possible. I know sometimes nonprofits have like boards and they can't decide this type of thing. I would tug at heartstrings more with that line. So, supporting children and their families in Guilford County, North Carolina by building so it starts with the children and it doesn't start with what you're doing. Does that make sense? So that's immediately how I would do it. And the question in the comments, nonprofits are companies or rather organizations technically that support people. They're usually like missions or um, rescues or organizations that are dedicated to serving the public, and they have to meet a set of criteria. And one of them is that each year they cannot have profit remaining. So cool, cool, cool. Okay, quotes. Let's check it out. Those are gorgeous graphics. I really like those. Those are really, really cute. That is a yes. So I would add a few more. I would almost put like Black History quotes. So it's clear like these are quotes from our Black History Month posting. And then I would create several more highlights with
Mhm.
just different things that you're featuring, like our Christmas mission or something like that, you know?
The resources.
Yes. Yes. I have to say, I am not normally a fan of feeds that have photos. This one I am.
Me too.
It's bright, like it feels so wonderfully like nostalgic, like school, you know? And the kids feel so bright and happy. I love this. I like more what you're doing now
Mhm.
here versus before with the super, super professional photos. But like this one with stock photos, I'd probably skip that type of content. I know it's hard sometimes to come up with content, but if you can get stuff that looks more real, like this and this, oh my gosh.
I've
I
also used to help with social for a nonprofit that was
Mhm.
also an education based, and I mean, as they probably know, it's really hard to get pictures of of kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have any advice for that or how they can work around that.
Sometimes it can be helpful to be like, we're looking, our nonprofit is looking for kids to model and
Mhm.
then sign off waivers. And like you could pay them or offer something for free. Like
Mhm.
we're offering like a movie night in exchange. And then if the kids can bring 3 t-shirts each so they can all change so that then you get several rounds of photos and just have everyone snapping them on their iPhones so that
Yeah.
you just get tons and tons and tons of pics. That's a great way to front load getting photos. I love this profile. I'm a fan. There is very little I would change, only just the logo being prepped for social, changing up this little bio line, this tagline right here, and then adding a few more highlights, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
All right. Next up, we have got. I'm going to open these first. All right. We have got Jacqueline Leak Time Lord. Is that your real name? I have to ask. Wow. Okay. This looks great. Product or service, fantastic. VA working with solo professionals to grow the visibility of their businesses. This is very, very clear to me. I love this so much. I also am a huge fan of when emojis explain something. I always find that it improves people's ability to read, so like readability of it and comprehension. I love this photo. You look stunning. This is clear, it's bright, it's got contrast, even small. I'd be like, who's this babe? You know? So I am a fan of how this all comes across. These are so good. Okay. I am always a fan of this type of post. Uh, always, because it gives lots of value. And then 10 lead magnet ideas. Let's check it out. Oh, it's a reel. I like this. This is some really great value as well.
She said that's not her real name.
Oh, I was curious. That is a boss name. I like it. I'm gonna just go change my kids' names and add Lord to the end of all of them. That's so fun. I love this. One thing I will say is I would let me just see which ones are like your outliers. It's always tough when you're in like the earlier stages of growing in Instagram. Can I get a yes in the chat if you guys feel this big time? Um, because you're like nothing really takes off. So going from like 5 to 10 likes on a post is a really big deal, you know? So, but I want you to recognize that that is a really big deal and you can still get indications of what's going to perform. So let's take a peek. Okay, so this one performs a little better, which is interesting. Subject line success. What else? What else? Of course, photos of you being a mama. Grandma. No. Okay, cool. Let's take a peek. Oh, so this is interesting. It's a little bit of an annoying feature from Reels. They're pulling the blank parts of your videos as the cover image. So when you're creating these Reels, if you can, um, you can add in a cover image, right, to Reels. I would like screenshot the part where the screen is where the text is on the screen and then just add those in as the cover image.
Mhm.
Because I personally would click only because I'm curious and I'm like, what is that supposed to say? But I think that people they want to see what the text is first. So if you can do that, amazing. And yeah, it's doing that for like half of your posts. So I would just make that little tweak because otherwise it just looks like a pattern and it doesn't pull people in once they do find your profile.
Mhm.
Um,
I have a hack in Metricool. If you want to choose and select your own thumbnail, so the cover of your reels, you can upload. You can either slide and choose the part of the video that you want to feature, or you can upload your own image to be the cover. So you know it doesn't pull the random part of it, and you can have a nice thumbnail. So just a little hack.
Beautiful. So that's the biggest thing I would change because right now when it's being featured with no hook, not even like a semblance of a hook, I'm just kind of like, oh man, it doesn't pull me in the way that it should because there's gold in this. I can tell, you know. I love this. All right, next up we have got page not found. Oh, let's try that again. Here we go. There we go. All right, we've got Aisha Best. Okay, stop.
Love these colors.
This okay. This is so cute. I am already obsessed.
Yep.
There are very rare times that things are so cool on brand that it actually pulls people in. This is one of those examples. Um, oh my gosh. I'm going to share with you one big tip right away. I'll go through here, but there's one big tip that I've realized when it comes to this type of profile, if you take top performing quotes and illustrate them, it works so well. And I just found an example of this the other day. I wonder if I can find it again, because someone took a sad quote and then they made it like a blue rainbow.
Oh.
I don't think I'll be able to find it today, but I love when people add quotes into illustrations. Actually, I did it. Oh, here is an example. Can you drop this in the chat?
Yeah.
And then I will share it here. So like adding a quote in to a graphic, huge fan of that. So, okay, I'm obsessed though. This is fantastic. All right. I like that your name is there. I love that it's clear what you do. Be bold, be you, shop now. There's even a clear call to action that makes sense. I really like this logo. That is fantastic. Oh, these are fun. That's so funny that you use Carpe Diem, and I said it earlier today. That is so great. Oh my gosh. Okay, I wanna see what your outliers are. Let's check it out. So with ones like this, you only need a couple of big people sharing it to start like popping off. I'm gonna have to share some of these. These are so fun. Let me actually follow you right now because I'm like, yes. So what's really interesting is sometimes you can do little campaigns. Sorry, let me just leave it with this. I love this profile. There's nothing I would change. Here's a next level strategy tip that I would share. I would do little campaigns to intentionally grab the attention of certain people. Like do one for Elise Myers and do one for Alex Earl and do one for like try to come up with people that you can do these for to make them want to share it. And don't expect that they will, but once in a while, like just do those little campaigns because then it'll turn more and more people on to this. When people take the time to like draw me, I can't help but stop and be like, are you kidding me? That's so nice.
You
And
know
I
what's really cute in this? This is kind of nerdy. The Harry Styles one, that would aesthetically go with this.
yes, yes. I think every woman wants to be drawn because we all watch Titanic. And so we're all like, yeah, draw me. Um, I have a story about that, but I will not share it now. So, okay. Oh, is it Unhinged Friday? Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it is. So keep doing what you're doing. I love it so much. One highlight that would be fantastic is if you were to start creating celebrities, do a celebrities highlight and just add to it like one celebrity or influencer at a time. You could do like celebrities and influencers. But if you call it celebrities and you add influencers there, they feel so cool. So, okay, next up, we have got Charlie Mike Perland podcast. Amazing. Okay. Trying to improve your podcast or just starting out, you may want to consider using our podcast studio to record your podcast. So I would immediately rewrite this. This one sounds really matter of fact, almost like it was written in Chat GPT. Kind of like trying to improve your podcast, try using our studio. And I feel like it could be made more fun. If you wanted to try making that not spicier, more flavorful, I could actually test this out right now. Let's see if this works. Let's see if it improves it a little bit because it just doesn't pull people in the way that you deserve. You know what I mean? Okay, let's take a peek. I like how we're going like next level into all of this.
I know this is really good.
Personal company bio. We're going to just play around with this for a second and see if we can get it more compelling. Okay. Rachel Peterson. Let's test that tone, see what happens. Oh, it's too long. Go away. Let's try that again. Let's do, I want something small. Let's do like new from template, Insta, post captions. Let's do Rachel Peterson, tone, and generate. Attention podcast dreamers and doers. If you're looking to step up your podcast game and give it the professional touch, our podcast studio is here to help make it happen. Right there, that instantly already up-leveled it. So I would just rewrite this till it sounds like you, but that is what I would do. So there we go. Okay. That was in Jasper. All right.
We will drop that in the chat too, so that you can see and edit it if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so part of me is thinking that, by the way, I love Charlie Mike, CM continue mission. That's so cool. I like this. That looks good because it makes sense. It's podcasting and there's two people. Okay. The immediate thought that I have is that I would change up the whole strategy here. So after someone records at Charlie Mike Studio, right? I would grab a quote from what they shared and recorded and make it like a quote card, kind of like this. I do like this. And I do like this because that's going to attract a very specific audience. This would all have attracted my dad, by the way. So like I know this audience well. This is fantastic. But I would do it with the quotes from the people who come in and record at your studio. And then in the caption, you can share this person, Rachel Peterson, came and recorded at our YouTube or at our podcast studio. We love working with podcasters who do X, Y, and Z. If you want to book, check out the link in our bio. And that's how I would kind of revamp. I do like this one right here specifically because it's a very visceral image. And I'm always a fan of like behind the scenes images. These ones leave me a little bit confused. I would make those more of IG stories versus posts because this is all meant to be like evergreen in this feed. So with the time sensitive ones, I'd put those in IG stories. And then I think that that would be fantastic. Okay. Last one. Drop a yes if you're still here. Who is still here? Last one.
Also, if you want your TikTok account audited, make sure to drop your TikTok handle and specify if it's that it's TikTok.
Beautiful. Okay. Great logo. And I like I'm going to use a word that we all kind of hate, but I'm fine with it. Synergy between that and the highlights. I think that's really, really nice. So innovate by day, digital creator, a full service, woman-led strategic marketing, digital content and video production studio. That looks great. And I love that you put a little orange heart there. So like, oh, that looks really nice there. Okay, let's take a peek. I have no improvements to this portion. This looks really good. Okay. Let's see. I'm just getting a feel. Okay, so here's a big thing that I would do. I would share more value. So things that get more, because I know you guys know a lot. I can tell just based on all of this. I would share more value than what clients say about you. You can add the what clients say about you at the end of each and every video. But I would love to see, like, here are 3 tips for recording videos for X, Y, and Z type of project, etc. Yeah. So every time you're going to post out what they say about us, I would try to challenge yourselves to also post something that gives value in this arena. Yep. Nice. And then I just want to see what your top performing reels are. Let's see, 144. I'm not shocked. This one did really well. Marketing predictions for 2023. There's a couple more that did well. A night in with Innovate by Day. That's fun. That's really fun. Sometimes the fun ones pop off in cool ways. And then I love seeing the behind the scenes from movies too. That's really fun. Yeah, I would share some like tips and things like that. And then people also really seem to be loving the behind the scenes, which I really like too. Okay. Shall we dive into TikTok?
Yes. Seems like people want to focus on Instagram though, so maybe we can do 1 or 2 more Instagram. And then also this, so someone just asked if we're going to do this again, and I want to drop a little secret.
You should share the announcement.
So drum roll. This will actually be a monthly audit series. So we're launching an audit series, and this is our first, start to it. And then the following months, it'll be focused on just the live audits. So, next time we might focus on TikTok or YouTube. So if you're watching this, then make sure that you follow and watch our next one, which we will promote, in the next few weeks. But super exciting, and yeah, we're excited to help you guys out.
So exciting. So exciting. Okay. Who is up next? I love that like fed right into it. Yes. Are you guys so excited? Okay, I love this. Metricool is my new bestie. Metricool, you guys have a new bestie. Woohoo. Okay, do you guys want to drop a couple more Instagrams for me? And then we can dive on in. Hello? Testing. Here. Okay. I'll grab a couple of these. Yeah, it seems like nobody wants TikTok right now. So let's go ahead and dive on in. I'm going to open it in a separate, not that I don't trust you guys, but I have been bamboozled before with people dropping their handles and then like me live streaming and then it was something not appropriate. So I am going to not do that. So I'm going to open it in a separate window. All right, let's check it out. All right, we have got the Maxwell Mansion. Oh, we're neighbors. You're over in Lake Geneva? I went there for Christian summer camp as a kid.
No way. That's
Yeah, the Minnesotan just came out in my voice. Okay, I love this logo. Because this is a weird, not weird, a specific like aesthetic. I actually like this. I really like this. And normally I don't like things that are, this and then this and then this. I like it here. So that's a weird one off in a good way. I like that you have guides, highlights. Do you guys have weddings? Because if so, I feel like that's a really great opportunity. Yes, of course you do. I would highlight some weddings if you can. And then this is all making me drool. I love this so much. I love too that you're showcasing the different vibes there. Like there's the daytime summer vibe, right? Pool side, and then there's the fireside. Oh, I was going to say, I bet this is a top performer because that aesthetic is fantastic.
Yeah, these are beautiful pictures.
I would do tons of reels of all of these types of things, as many as possible of just the aesthetic. And if you can figure out what the name of the aesthetic is that people associate with you or the different types of aesthetics, I would create lots of videos around those aesthetics because this is incredible. I search for aesthetic videos all the time, even if it's just like a 7-second video, so I can get a feel for an aesthetic that I'm looking for, whether it's for a wedding or for all kinds of different types of events. So, okay, I am in love with this.
Yes.
Please create lots and lots and lots of reels and put them on TikTok too, because I want to go watch those. All right, shall we call it? It's been an hour. This has been so much fun, you guys.
Yeah, that was
And drop the code for Metricool one more time so people can jump on in.
Yeah, so if you want to try any of our premium features, so that unlocks some of the advanced features like reporting, multiple links in your smart links, ads, things like that, then you can try any plan 30 days for free with code Rachel. So make sure to try it out and take advantage of all those.
And then I also have a bio optimization guide. So now that you've gotten like the nerd out, the behind the scenes, how to use Metricool to take this to a new level, can I share this with everyone? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is totally free. It shows you what to look for. So when you're going line item by line item, now you guys know the behind the scenes of like how we do these processes, how much of it is done in like Metricool, how much of it is done in the actual app, etc. I love that we all got to hang out for a whole hour. That was so much fun. It's gonna be a great
We'll be
weekend.
back for another audit series next month. So make sure to watch that. And if you want your account to be audited, then let us know. Any of your handles. I'm not sure which platform we'll focus on, but we'll try to get to helping and auditing your account. Thank you so much, Rachel. That was super helpful. And if you want to watch this video back, it will stay on our YouTube channel. So feel free to go back, take some more notes, see those tips, and everyone have a great Friday, great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you again, Rachel. Bye.